folks. This is Jen from Jen's Horse Time. This is Luna. Yesterday I was working with Luna and I thought I would go ahead and review what I did with Luna yesterday. Luna is a therapy horse, and today I was assigned to work with her. She's coming back off of an injury. She's been on a round of Equiox. I think they have her on that permanently. I think they've decided she has some problems, I think, with her right hind and maybe her left front shoulder or something. Not sure. Maybe right front shoulder. She's having some problems going to one side. And so to get her stronger now that she's coming off the injury and she doesn't experience pain, we're trying to get her back to the idea that coming over to the arena doesn't mean you're going to have pain, so that it can be fun. So, when it comes to working with horses, I tend to be the one that doesn't ask a lot, so they have more of a gentle experience and hopefully a playful experience instead of just a work session, if that's what you want to call it. So I'm working with her. I start always usually like you've seen before, starting off with Liberty, and she seems to be paying really close attention. Now, what I did notice is, I think you're going to see in just a minute. Okay, so she's following me. That's good. So she's sticking with me. But I noticed that she was kind of keeping me in one eye versus the other. Now, that's not unusual. So we're going to work on that a little bit. So taking out some poles, because we're going to have her step over some poles so she can do a little, just stepping up is going to strengthen those muscles, back muscles, etc., hind muscles, shoulders. She has to pick up her feet. It's harder to pick up your feet than it is to just slough along. So that's our workout for the day, is we're having a workout. I was also asked if I could get her used to getting her able to be long-lined, because they didn't know if she had ever been long-lined. So I'm gonna work on putting some things around her feet, ropes and things like that, and then I think I even actually get to long line her. So this is, oh, there we go. Here we came back into the picture. So there's getting the long line. I got a whip. She's doing really good with following me, untying the knots that I find in the tack. So we're going to do some things to just kind of see how she feels about being driven. Now you can do it on a lunge line. You can start with a lunge line, and I think I do some lunge line work with her as well. So again, just kind of going over my video. Let's see if I can look. It wasn't too bad. I know I should cut out videos. I should talk about some other things. Now see here, that's what I was talking about. See how she's trying to block me from going over to that side? She doesn't really want me on that side of her. So I noticed that a couple times, and so we're going to kind of work on letting letting me go around to the other side, because she seems to block me. Now here with the whip, I'm just touching her all over, see if she's reactive to anything, seeing if she's sensitive, if she has any problems with the whip itself. And she's like, whatever. I have no problem with this. So this is all really good. I'm telling her she did a good job. Scratches, little rubs. Here I go ahead and put some string around her feet, and I'm asking her to give to the pressure. So as soon as she gives to the pressure, I go ahead and give her a release, and that's all I'm asking. I just want to see how she's going to react. And if she's going to give to the pressure, she's going to fight against it, or she's going to be kind of weird about it. So before I let her drag lead ropes and things like that. Now here I was tapping on her foot to see if she would pick it up there. But here, see how she's just really desensitized to it. So I'm like, okay, well that's good. So she was being non-reactive to me beating on it. So then I reached down around. Now if she was a reactive horse, this is a new horse, I probably wouldn't maybe get that close to her back foot. But she gave to pressure. Good girl. And I think we do it the other side too. And skipped a foot? Did we skip a foot? Oh my God. How terrible. Maybe I did skip a foot. I think, oh yeah. So that was a little bit of an ambush. Let me see if I can turn this volume up.
Yeah, the first one was an ambush.
I don't know if it makes it so you guys can hear. Maybe so I can hear. So I'm trying to find out how she's reacting to the whip, the noise. Now if I would have done that with Willow, she would have just like lost her shit. So at least that's what, sorry, maybe I shouldn't have said that, but she seems to get a lot more, she can't just handle the noise. Now see, like here, she's blocking me. So here I'm asking her now to yield her back end, and she's not yielding her back end. She's stepping her feet together. She's not crossing over. She's not yielding it. And there she yields it, so I kind of say, thank you. And we move on. So now I'm going to try to go around that other side again. Or maybe not. Maybe I'm going to get some toys out of the cabinet. Yes, I think I got, no? But I got distracted by something shiny. It happens all the time. Good. So there we were just, I guess, driving her from that side. So apparently I changed my mind in the corner there. So now I'm trying to see if she'll let me kind of be behind her and drive her from that side. And you see there she kind of tries to cut me off again. So I push her, but I don't want the trotting. So I trying to kind of cut off that drive line. She's like, no, cut it off again. She stops. I'm like, okay, thank you for the stop, because I never asked for the trot to begin with. Here we go, want her to follow. She's doing a good job, and good. So I'm trying to get the reactiveness when she starts trotting when I didn't ask for it. I think she got used to
playing with some things. And then just get
just like if she thinks if she trots, she can just get things over with, and then people will let her go away. And I know she's having some injuries, so now we just gotta let her know that trotting is if someone's not asking for it, don't do it. But she's doing pretty good. I mean, she's pretty connected here. She's a good girl. So this is where I went, the little toy cabinet. So because I'm going to be behind her in long lining, I want her to get used to kind of things behind her. So I got out my little discs that are on some twine that I kind of drag around and kind of let her follow it around or follow me around with it. So she gets used to the noise. And just you do random things. Oh yeah, I found something on the ground. It was this little round cylinder. Anyways, I picked it up and put it in my pocket because it looked like if you stepped on it, it was sharp. I have no idea what it was too. Maybe it went on some sort of fancy tack or something. Who knows? Ask for it back. She gives me a nice little back. And so now I'm leading her from the offside, her right side. She's not liking it too much, and I'm doing it on purpose because she's not liking it. So I'm finding, and I think that's a kind of a problem that they might have been experienced with in lessons, because there's usually somebody on that offside assisting the rider. So she has to get used to that, someone being on that offside, maybe even leading her from the offside. So like I said, see how you can still see she'd rather have me in both eyes and just the one. I think I'm dragging something now. Let's see. I had to go around the corner like that, like I could see it from around the corner. It's a video, you dumbass. Okay, one of these days I'll figure that out. And she's doing good, just keeping up with me, change of pace, making sure she's following me, she's not being too reactive to that thing on that side of her. And she's like, yeah, okay. So I'm not feeling too worried about things based on the reactions I'm getting, or non-reactions. Yeah. You can see there's a little bit of tension in the rope, so she's not 100%. And now I'm going to practice a little bit of kind of leading her from a distance. So you could say this is kind of lunging, but more, you see how I'm trying to actually get behind her a little bit more, trying to make sure she understands I'm driving her. And this is a little confusing for her. She doesn't totally get it by the end of the lesson, but she gets much better at it. So here I'm basically just trying to get her used to getting that angle. You know what I'm trying to say? I don't know. Now I'm going to send her the other way, and she's very, very good. I mean, look how good she knows exactly what to do. So let me tell you a story about her. This totally has nothing to do with what she's doing now. She was doing so good at being sent out, except for the one point, that just reminded me. We had an incident at the gate, and it had to do with walking through the gate and against the fence line, and then turning to get her halter off. So,
No, I do not want to try. I just want you to get out. Thank you.
you've got her trotting is her go-to. She listened to the correction, that was good. See, here where I'm asking her to get out of my space, I'm trying to ask her to go away from me, to maybe trying to focus on her shoulder maybe to get out. There we go. So she gave me what I wanted, so I just kind of like, hey, let's just do something else now. Good girl, good girl. I don't know if you can hear the video, but when she started to trot off, I asked for her to. Now I saw that she did really good at me asking her to yield that back end from the distance. So I wanted to see how she would do on the backup. Not as good on the backup. Pretty good out there. She's sending herself out. And she's staying out of my space and on the circle. That's what I want her to do. Get used to what that space is. So when I took her through the gate to go out to her pasture, apparently she must have got zapped on that fence, because when I went to send her through that smaller area, she lost her she'd got, so I think she had got zapped. So I ended up actually having to work with her on white lines and electric fences for a while, and not rushing through the gate. So, but we didn't get that on video because I thought I was done for the day. I was putting her away. She's doing really good at hanging out. Oh yeah, I remember. Here, let's stop this here for a second. Oh, I don't think I did that right. Oh no. So I'm tacking her up. Yeah, I get to ride her too. I'm tacking her up to put long lines on her. So let's fast forward. You guys don't need to see all this. Oh no, she has a really bad lump there. I always suggest that when you should feel your horse everywhere, all the way up, down, everywhere. I mean, almost in their ears and their nose if you want, every day. I mean, you need to look for stuff. she had had a cyst there that they removed, and it still looks like it's uncomfortable. So I was going to maybe suggest we take a highlighter or something and put a big circle around it to let people know to keep that girth away from that spot. So I noticed that when I was reaching down to touch her, that she has that little owie there. So I'm going to try to keep out away from there. Oops, wow, that went fast. Let's try. So here we are, putting the long lines on her. Yeah, that took a minute. Okay. So there we go. She seemed to be okay with it. Now, she does not have a bit in her mouth. My mentor, the person who taught me how to long line, would be having a stroke right now. I don't have any gloves on. I don't have a whip in my hand. And I don't have her attached to a bit. Sorry, I'm not going to do any of those things. I'm getting her used to having the feel of that around her. I'm keeping out of the kick zone, obviously. I'm going to know where I'm at. If anything happens, and I mean, she's in a controlled environment. She doesn't need a bit. I don't think that's ever necessary. And this is non-threatening. So what terrible thing could happen by me not having gloves? Well, I guess I could yank so hard she could drag me down. That ain't gonna happen. That just ain't gonna happen. I freaking let go. Okay, so now I let go. So now what's the worst that can happen? Pretty much nothing. She could get her feet tangled maybe a little bit, her back legs tangled in that thing. Nothing's gonna happen. That's why I suppose something really weird could happen, but she's not a crazy horse. So based on the factors involved, I take an educated risk, and I think this is the best way to go. So if any of you, like, you don't have a whip, you don't have gloves, whatever, based on the horse that I have in front of me, this is what I'm gonna do. This is what I did, and I don't find a problem with it. Oh, little Phoebe wants to come in. So here we're just gonna, I think I just worked on some of that. It's kind of boring, I guess.
Really?
Oh, so I'm taking off the long lines. And now I get to ride her. Okay, Phoebe, I'm gonna go get Phoebe. Come in. Okay, Phoebe. Come on up. Come say hi. Come say hi to the peoples. Say hi to the peoples. Phoebes, say hi. She won't say hi because she's a brat. Mwah. Okay, so I'm putting my gear away like a good girl.
Okay, let me get a hat.
And I have to go get a helmet.
Rings.
Yes.
No.
Like and subscribe so I can afford to get a haircut. I think by the time I can afford to get a haircut from being monetized from YouTube, probably be, won't have any hair left anyways. I'll be so old, I won't have any hair. Yeah, that's okay. We'll get there. We have the money for our horses. We have it tucked away somewhere. It's okay. It'd be nicer if you guys helped. No pressure, just kidding. No, just kidding. Oh, where is she going? Let's see. Come on. Put a hat. Oops. Wow, that didn't take very long to do that, huh? Look, I'm on the horse. There we go. Let's see.
Just a quick second. There we go. That's it.
Here we go. Look, I'm on a horse.
Is that what you always do? Always drop that one?
And just a bareback pad, so she doesn't seem to be problems with that. So I don't think she has. Let's take a look at her. This is the first time I've seen this video with me on her back. So now I can see things that I don't see when I'm riding which is how sound she is necessarily. What kind of ears I'm getting more. Is she tail swishing that I maybe didn't notice? And so far I'm seeing all good stuff. I know it. This is me. I'm petting the dog. There's a dog right here. So, let's see. She's a very needy dog, aren't you? Okay, so this was kind of boring, but I'm having her walk over the poles, or having her yield her back end a little bit. So I'm trying to actually work the muscles that I was told to work by doing this little exercise here. So let me see if there's anything else exciting about this video. I think that was it. So yeah, that's basically what we did with this pretty girl yesterday. And then, like I said, she had this reaction going through the gate out to the field by the electric fence. So I had ended up spending another 15 minutes working with white lines and lead lines and fences that weren't electrified to get her more calm, because she really bolted through that fence, and I just didn't think that was too cool.
We survived. Okay, let me put everything away.
There's the money shot right there. So, thanks for watching.